Fragpunk, the Valorant killer. I don't actually think that it's a Valorant killer. I just needed a clickbait title to appease the algorithm, so sorry if you got baited. Fragpunk is a round-based attack and defend hero shooter with abilities, a weapon economy system, and the most unique part about it, shard cards. Shard cards are an interesting mechanic in Fragpunk where each team gets a random group of 3 cards to choose from, each of which can have varying effects. Everything from doing more damage in headshots or healing from bullets to respawning as zombies when you die or having a katana that can deflect bullets. There's a lot of different cards that can change how each round in Fragpunk plays. In between rounds, each team votes on what cards they want to activate using points that each player has and voting on each card. The points themselves are also a type of resource that players earn during rounds, and it seems like the better you do each round, the more points you earn. It's a simple system that can have some drastically game-changing effects. For example, one round the entire map was covered in mist and my team summoned 2 AI robots to join us and we just rushed the enemy with sheer numbers. Another game, all the enemies had katanas that could block bullets and they ran at us cutting us down. There's a lot of opportunity and potential for some fun and crazy combinations with these shard cards, but I also do worry about it kind of from a balancing perspective. If, for example, one team has a card or a combination of cards that are super strong and the other team doesn't have a good set of cards, it just feels kind of awful and unfair to lose to a system RNG like that. Though it remains to see how it goes, as again, this is probably, I think, their first alpha test, so I'm sure there's going to be some kind of adjustment period. Gunplay is a super important part of any shooter, and I can safely say that I think Fragpunk's gunplay is honestly pretty good. The weapons feel nice to shoot, and there's a lot of good weapon feedback that just feels pretty responsive to me. The weapon balance is probably my biggest fear when it comes to this game. The sniper rifle in this game is just blatantly OP. It's a one-shot on body shot with very little recoil and it has bullet punch, so you can shoot multiple targets with a single shot. The only real downside to it is a slight wait time between shots, but ultimately it's really not that bad. Far too many games just had someone buy a sniper and dominate, and while it's fun for the one sniper player, I think it leads to an overall detriment to the game's enjoyment and balance for everyone else, as everyone has to play around that one singular player. Granted, TTK is pretty fast in general, so you can realistically do well with any weapon. There's just a clear difference in performance with the sniper rifle, and shotguns too actually on certain maps and areas. Honestly, I think the biggest problem with the sniper is also the way the game handles the economy. In most attack-defend kinds of games with economy like CSGO or Valorant, the way it works is that you earn money between rounds, earning more for winning and getting kills, and earning less when you lose. In this way, the stronger guns aren't able to be utilized immediately. In Fragpunk, you start with all weapons available from the very beginning. The catch is that there's only a certain number of each weapon you have, and if you die, you lose that weapon for the rest of the game. To me, this system seems to encourage either choosing whether you want to be careful with your weapons to ensure you don't lose them, and then using the stronger ones later in the game to clutch out the win, or to go ahead and try go all out from the very beginning in a gamble to try and see if you can get an early lead, and if that fails, you end up losing your good weapons. In practice though, one strong sniper player is just going to dominate from the very beginning, and if they die and lose their sniper rifle, then they can simply request for another sniper from one of the others on their team, or get a shard card that lets them have any weapon for free for a round, including the sniper rifle. So far, I think I do actually like the economy system overall. It's an interesting take, but also leads to some severe balancing issues like with the sniper rifle that can only be solved either by nerfing the sniper or reworking the economy system to take into account of powerful weapons. I think if they leave it as it is, we'll end up in a situation where we're having one strong sniper player which is lead to dominating any match, and I don't think that's fun or balanced. The final thing I really want to touch on is the art style and personality of the game. The art style of Fragpunk is very loud and bright, and the game itself just screams personality. Some people may think it's over the top. I think that's the point, and honestly I like it. The vibrant colors, the popping noises, and the over-the-top personalities of the announcer and the characters and everything else, I think does its part very well. The only really jarring part to me though is like the splash art. This is probably a minor complaint, but the splash art of a lot of characters looks like some strange 3D ripped models that look so out of place when you compare it to the rest of the game. The maps themselves also kind of vary in this way as well, because it seems like a kind of different style compared to the characters and the overall theme of the game. It kind of bothers me, but I get that overall it may not be a giant complaint, but it's still something to think about in my opinion. I do think that all the popping colors and flashes and the very loud, vibrant, basically everything will make the game harder to watch for a lot of people who have more sensitive eyes. And while the game has filters to help with that, I think they either needs to have some kind of stronger filters or some more accessibility options to go and turn off some of the more jarring effects. Overall, I like Fragpunk a lot. The shortcut system adds an extra bit of randomness to each game and can lead to some amazing or hilarious moments. The gunplay feels nice and just needs some fine tuning when it comes to balance. And while I didn't really touch up on a lot of the characters, I do think that the characters that you play as, otherwise known as Lancers, are all pretty interesting. No one character seems to do everything, and they all have clear and defined roles in what they can and cannot do. When and if Fragpunk does another playtest, I hope that they're able to do a worldwide one to allow for more people to try the game. And I definitely think that if you're looking for a new, potentially fun and competitive game to try out, you should look towards Fragpunk. Anyways, thanks for watching y'all, and I hope you have a great day. Just to let you know, I will be adding Fragpunk's Steam page in the description below, and if you liked the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It helps the channel a lot. Again, thank you guys. See ya.